Good evening. Hang on, let me move you around now, right? This is where I got about 17 different things going on one screen by. How are we all? Welsh, can we hear you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hopefully they can hear you.
That's
I'm
good.
sure they can hear you. For whether or not
If
that's
you
what
can
they're
hear
actually
me,
after.
give us hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hi chat, we were discussing
They can
food in the
also-
chat so far. What was going on there?
I saw something about bananas in curry, which sounds
doesn't-
like Lofty's perversion.
As long as Lofty's involved, there's always some sort of banana in it.
Oh, we got a hell yeah from Lofty there.
Hell yeah. I gotta bring it in one more time because it's still like making my skin crawl, but my typo earlier on that tweet, man. That's done me in. That's done me in.
The
On another
fanny
level.
chat.
Yeah. I was just like, oh no. I didn't realise it until I don't know if Dave Walker M's in the chat. But she commented on it going, yeah, I found your chat. And I'm like, oh. I was like, what are you on about? And then I reread the tweet and like, oh, I just fell over.
Oh, optics, the best tweet I have ever seen.
Oh, man. It was one of those where I was like, do you know what? For want of publicity, it will do.
What's that? Spicy foot sounds like a Lofty creation.
Yeah. EDJ.
Lofty has a nice new characteristic there.
Oh, but anyway, enough of my tweets and food. We're here to talk about Player Ammo. So I know whilst you're involved with Player Ammo, now you've done some work with Player Ammo. How long have you been doing that now? It's been since middle of last year.
Pretty much since GSCon, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So like August time,
just
wasn't
after GSCon. Yeah.
So you've been working with Player Ammo now for what, 5-6 months roughly?
Yeah, that's about right.
So you'll have a bit of inside scoop on how those guys are doing what they're doing. We'll also hear from Player Ammo themselves. We'll introduce those guys in a bit now. And we'll just have a chat about what's on the table with Player Ammo, what they've got going on, what they're all about, sort of where they started and how they've got to where they are. And then we'll go into the Backy collaboration that they've got going on as well. So, you know, I've never really watched anime. That's never really been my thing. But because we were doing this brand event, I was like, I'm going to take a crack at Backy. Didn't realise that I'd completely skipped the first season and went straight into the second season. I was watching it going, I feel like there's a storyline I know nothing about yet. And do you know when you scroll through like Facebook on your phone and you see like random like clips of like programs and films and stuff? I was like, I've seen all of this content about Backy and I've watched these clips thinking, oh, this looks really cool. And then flat out realised after being I've got to be about 25 episodes deep on season 2 that I'd completely just skipped season 1. So now I'm like well ahead of what I should be. But it was like
that's some skill there.
It's so cool. Like considering I've never really watched anime stuff, it really like it captured me, and I was like, oh, this is actually quite into this. So maybe I'll go back and recycle season 1.
I haven't had a chance to give it a go yet because I've never been a big anime fan, but I feel like I should give it a go.
I'd recommend it even for a couple of episodes. I think the first couple I was a bit like, oh, I'm not too sure I'm into this. But then I thought I'll persist, and after about 4 or 5, it started heating up, and I was like, "Oh, this is actually pretty good." So
I'll put it on my list.
Yeah, hang on, hell yeah, from Canada, first time chatter, welcome in, Linda.
Hell yeah,
hell yeah. Can we get a hell yeah for the first time chatter, please? So yeah, we'll what is it? We'll learn all about Player Ammo. We'll learn all about Backy. We'll learn all about how Player Ammo are working with content creators and any sort of plans they've got in the future there. You know, that's our bag, isn't it? Streamseed's bag, bringing all that sort of stuff to the table. And then we've got our Shaker design competition, which we'll announce the winner of as well.
Ooh.
So we did end up picking a first, second, and third for that.
Excellent.
So we do have, it was a bit of deliberating, as Lofty would put it, between the top 3. Thanks to everyone who put their designs in. It was class seeing all the different creations that people brought to the table.
I look forward to seeing the winner.
But yeah, we did. We got to one, but it was a toss-up between first and second on who would actually take it. So close, but we'll find out the actual winner in a bit now.
Sounds good.
So yeah, that's it in a nutshell. So 4 key things to deal with, and then we're going to pop over to Gather, and we'll do. I don't know if anyone's in the Gather. I haven't actually taken a look, so I'm going to have a quick look to see if anyone's in the Gather town.
We all have a big Gather disco party.
Well, normally someone's drawing something on a whiteboard somewhere, and then it's all a bit spicy. So let me take a quick look to see if people are in the Gather right now.
See what they've drawn.
Well,
you say like something spicy, it's normally a picture of you.
It's either a picture of me or some form of instrument of the male variety, like one or the other. For sake of it, I don't know. I don't know which is worse, me or the instrument. Like, but yeah. I can't.
The instrument.
Can't see if anyone's on it at the moment, but it is open. If you're in the chat and you want to go and jump in and start chatting with other creators whilst we're going through the stream, then you're more than welcome to go and get stuck in.
I think Optic's gonna hop in, looking at the chat.
Yeah, that's cool. I think we'll hop in with the Player Ammo guys around 10 o'clock till about 10:30. So if there's any questions you want to ask the guys, then that's the opportunity to do it. And then it'll be open till about 11 o'clock. So you can jump in anytime now. About 10 o'clock we'll jump in, and then it'll be open till about 11 for any people who want to stay around to chat and race, whiteboard, whatever it is you want to do in our Gather world. So plenty to do. You were supposed to be streaming community night tonight, weren't you, or something like that?
I was, yeah. It's normally tonight's community night.
And I've stolen you.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
Stolen. You can dub this community night.
Yes. The after show can be the community night.
Yeah, that's community night with Player Ammo. Done.
Yeah.
Stolen. But yeah, no, I think we're in for a good night. I can see the Player Ammo guys chilling out now. They got a way better setup than me. I was saying it earlier to them.
It's
I need to get some colour.
Colours.
I know, I need to get some colour. I need some RGB, don't I?
Yeah, I need to change it up in my place.
For a bright pink sort of brand, I'm lacking some bright pink colour.
You're very grey.
I know. Maybe someone say that's just to bounce the pink off a little bit harder. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe I'm just chatting pure breeze, but
I thought I'd hide my bedroom behind this.
Do we have a yin and yang tonight with Streamseed hoodies? It looks that way, doesn't it?
We do indeed.
If we get it into some sort of circle shape, I don't know how we'd manage that on camera. I'd have to dive to the one side, and you'd have to come back around. But maybe we could make that happen. Pink hair, G-neck. I need hair for that to happen.
Yeah.
Man. I can't just dye whatever. I could just dye my forehead. I could just paint a few. So
there's enough space on it.
No, don't be like that, man. Park
like 18 inches there.
Yeah. Player Ammo. First time chatter. I wonder who they are. That's what we should have done. All the Player Ammo guys, get your pink hair out.
Yep.
That's what it should have been. Right, shall we let me just make sure there's nothing going on in the chat now, and then we'll meet the guys from Player Ammo. We'll hop in and we'll get chatting with them. Wigs work. Can you imagine? I could get an afro wig. Oh, do you know what? That might not be a bad shit. I did go to a gig once with a big sort of blonde, long sort of glam rock wig on. Don't know. Maybe I enjoyed that a little too much.
I can picture that.
Oh, Twisted was you. Twisted was you. How's it going, Twisted? You all right?
Hello, Twisted.
Lovely to see Welsh's face. That's nothing he's heard before, surely. Come on now. Not something he's heard before, even.
It's because I'm gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Exactly. Lovely doesn't cut it, does it? Just doesn't cut it.
It's divine.
Oh man. Right, let's go and drag Player Ammo in. Let's go speak to the guys. So let me just get unmuted and change the screen. So we'll just pop over to oh my god. I told you I had like 17 things going on. So we'll just pop over to the chatting screen and I'll unmute the guys and we'll get to speak to the guys. Hello, Player Ammo?
Hello.
Hello?
Hey,
hello? There we
Hello,
are.
guys.
We can hear you. Can you
Thank
you
you,
hear
Liam.
us, I'm guessing. Otherwise you wouldn't have said hello back. Can they hear me? Player Ammo, just give us a hell yeah, see if we can see if everyone in the chat can hear you.
Hell yes.
You gotta go super high pitch, just gotta be a hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's a Farooq job. Go on, Farooq.
How's it going?
And we got a Ross.
Ross is in here as well, is he? Oh,
He's just appeared.
I can't imagine
he's
Ross
giving
with
us
a
a
high
hoo yeah.
pitched hell yeah. I just can't imagine it. We need Fancy, and yeah, he'll give us a high-pitched version.
Oh, he does fantastic, doesn't he?
Yeah, boy. Oh, Streamer Watch, welcome in. How's it going? So yeah, play no more. How's things? How's life?
Yeah, it's good. It's good, very good. Making our new collaborations and things moving on, getting our stock now, making fulfillment team work until late. Things are good, Tired, very tiresome, very but it's good. It's been good, We're enjoying the journey a lot. Really, really enjoying the journey, and meeting a lot of people, meeting a lot of great people. Enjoying it, really enjoying it.
No, so it's like so 2022 was where you really sort of came into play, wasn't it? So you're prepped, you're ready for 2023. This is going to be your year, as everybody else would say, but this is your year.
Yeah, definitely. Every year is going to be our year. That's our inspiration. That's our goal. We've not even been operating for a year. We started trading April last year, so we've not even been here for a year. So we've achieved a lot in that time.
Yeah.
So definitely, yeah. Every year is going to be our year from now on. Definitely.
I'll take a bit of that action. Every year is our year. Let's go with that. So yeah, I was just saying to the chat that we go through a few different things. So we'll just start with like a little bit about you guys and sort of where your journey sort of started, because I know there's like a lot of stuff you did before you even launched, wasn't it? Getting things right in the background, that sort of stuff. So we'll just dive into sort of what you were all about and how that sort of came to be, the inspiration for Player Ammo, that sort of stuff. And then we'll just sort of move through it then. So we'll look at the Backy collaboration. That's a big news piece that's really come out in the last it'd be less than a month, wouldn't it? Or is it just over a month?
Yeah, around a month, I'd say.
Yeah. So we'll get into that a little bit, and we'll learn all about that, because I'm fascinated to hear a bit about sort of how that sort of came to be, how you stumbled into it, what was the sort of, how did that move from A to B so quickly? Do you mean it's like I said, things pop onto Netflix that are out in the world before you know it? So it'd be interesting to hear more about how that sort of happened and how that came to where it is, and then we'll get a little bit into sort of how you guys are working with content creators as well. So Welsh is working with Player Ammo, and I know a few other content creators that are, but I'm sure there's a lot more that would like to know how or what they could do to get involved as well. So we'll touch on that as well. So we got an action-packed. What was it? Hour and a half, and then we'll hop together for a bit then, and we'll chat and chill, and we'll get it going, and we'll speak to a couple of people who are tuning in tonight.
I think there's already a couple of questions in chat.
Already? Game on?
Yeah, we've got Guns and Cookies asking, will you ever deliver to Germany?
Oh, yeah, fulfillment is a concern. I think like we are looking to go into Europe itself. I think just with the Britex and the difficulties that we've had to encounter, trying to ship abroad has made it a little bit more difficult. But in this year, we are looking to increase our reach. But there's feasibility as well and demand that comes into it.
You see the our ethos around Player Ammo's always been about customer service. So as long as we can provide exceptional customer service wherever it goes, we'll push for that. So we are pushing for international shipping. We're in talks with International Department of International Trade with the government, So we are pushing for those things. But as long as we can adhere to our customer service ethos, as long as we can do that, then we will go with it. We don't want to open up to Germany and not provide that service that we are providing in the UK. That's what's essential to us, and that's always been our drive since the beginning. So the quick answer is yes. Long answer is hopefully soon.
There we go. There we are, Guns.
Guns.
Either that or just come over to the UK for a bit and stock it.
Yeah.
Be alright, running back.
Even now, Royal Mail have had like a cyber crash. They've had like a cyber, so they're not even delivering outside of the. They're not even offering any service or anything at all.
No, it's chaos at the moment. Royal Mail and stuff like that, and it's mental.
Yeah, just with parcels and deliveries and getting stock in and sending parcels out has been very difficult, as you're aware.
No, I know. There's I can imagine for like say for a company that relies on something like that to get things out and about and to people, it's just a nightmare. But hopefully you guys haven't been hit too hard by that. I'm just trying to think. We got a couple of other couple of questions as well. So Optics was wondering when he can get his hands on one of those hoodies you're packing.
Which one? The
merch.
The Mo's got. So by the way, sorry, people might not know. I'm Amir. This is Farooq, and on my left is the handsome fellow on the left is Mo.
That might be the right.
It's over there, that way.
Oh, this guy here, this is the handsome fella. This is Farooq, and I'm in there. But yeah, you know, it's Mrs. Quack. I don't know. We can't see the chat in the. We've got multiple screens up, so we can't see the chat. So Mrs. Quack, she put a poll out. So we haven't forgot. She put a poll out to say when we're going to bring out clothing. So it is on the agenda. We are planning to do it, and hopefully that'll come out soon.
Excellent.
Nice.
And shout out to Mrs. Quack for that, for pushing us to get these.
Get it going. I'm just going to put in the chat now, black or grey hoodie, and see what people prefer. I don't know where I'd go. See, I like the black hoodie, but I feel like I'd go more to the grey. I feel like that's where I'm at. What about you, Welsh? What are you feeling?
Oh, definitely black.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, you did pick the dark Streamseed
I
hoodie.
did have
I
a
like
light.
the dark colours.
I should have put it on. I think.
Yeah, Farouk's got a light grey one, so that's a dark grey. Like he's got a light grey, I've got a black.
Yeah.
It's in the chat now. We'll see what the chat decide. Black or grey hoodie. Get in the poll. Get in the poll. Let us know what you prefer.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let me just double check because we had a few different things come through this. So we had the hoodie.
Just a couple of questions about flavours. Any new flavours coming?
There we are. Do you guys have any plans for any more flavours? You recently launched a new flavour though, didn't you?
Right.
Was that strawberry lemonade?
We did recently launch the strawberry lemonade. I think we've got the tub over here. So, I don't know if you can see that. So
That's the backy one, isn't it? Yeah, give. This time of night. Be rinsed.
So we did launch a strawberry lemonade, and again that did kind of come from the community. I think a lot of the GSCon community and the general ambassadors. If we be completely honest, it wasn't at the top of our list as in a flavour we wanted to launch, but you know, we didn't just ask what everybody wanted and think, you know, we've got the final decision, let's launch a flavour we most like. You know, we listened to our ambassadors, the public, and the different groups, and strawberry lemonade came on top. And to be honest, we're pleasantly surprised, and we're really pleased that we actually, you know, got given these suggestions. So in terms of new flavours, there are a few new flavours that we'd like to potentially work on and push with. We've got some in development now, which we've been discussing with the ambassadors. I think, you know, Welsh, you might have noticed that in the Discord.
Yeah.
So sometimes with flavours, since we launched, we've tried so many different flavours. Some of them on paper sound really good. Some of them smell great, but don't taste too good. Some of them have tasted really good, and then we've just not been able to get the colour right. I think we had one flavour. It was like a Vimto berry type of flavour, and for some reason it was grey. And we just thought we can't go to market with that. So
Have some Vimto, nice shade of grey.
yeah,
Grey Vimto.
so
Do you know that sounds
yeah,
like it'd be incredible though, Vimto like type berry flavour. It does sound really nice. So yeah, was there any others you were thinking about? Like you said, it wasn't top your list to do strawberry lemonade, but there's a few on the table. Is that what we're saying?
we explore a few of them.
Why not? You know, why not?
There was like an orange and mango on the list.
Nice.
Sour cherry.
Sour cherry, which we wouldn't mind trying, to be honest. I think sour cherry sounds good.
Pina colada.
Pina
Pina colada. Yeah.
If you like pina colada.
The summer version that we were gonna go down that route. It'd be at that time.
Oh man, pina colada.
What
don't know
would
why
Gene said you should just release the grey Vimto one and call it Prism Vimto.
It's actually work, you know. Could potentially work.
Back he was in a prison scene, so
That's true. You could get away with that. You could get away with that.
There was apple and blackcurrant. I think I was the only one that supported the apple and blackcurrant. Nobody else.
Yeah.
one vote for it.
Because I love my cordial drinks. I love like Vimto and Robinsons and all that. Yes,
Squash,
squash
yeah.
drinks. And that's how we tried to develop Player Ramble. I really love that flavour, but no one backed me on it. I think everyone just disowned me on that.
I'd back you on it. I'm apple and blackcurrant squash every day. You'd have my vote.
Oh, summer fruits.
Yeah, half and half. Yeah. What was that? Orange cream or banana? Orange cream.
Orange cream.
Oh, Liam. Iron Brew flavour.
He'd say that though. He's from Scotland.
Iron Brew's great.
It is great.
It is a very like some of those like hidden sort of secret recipes. They're very hard to try replicate, and you know either they work or they don't. You know sometimes you can do, for example, like a sour cherry or a sour apple. You could do, for example, a gummy bear flavour, and it's your take on it. But if, for example, you go down the route of saying this is meant to be Vimto or this is meant to be a similar type of Iron Brew or something of that nature, then it's got to be similar to it. It can't be like, you know, it either works or it doesn't. You can't have a Player Ammo version of that sort of drink. We'd have to label it something else.
Unless we do a collab with Vimto.
Yeah, unless we get a collab.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now we're cooking.
Which is maybe a possibility, you know.
You know, it'd go with the lights behind you guys with the Vimto colour drink with them lights. Could launch it right now. Let's get on the phone to Vimto. Let's do it. Was there any other suggestions in the chat? Sour apple, sour cherry
sour
was a fan. But I
Yeah,
think
so
you're
we have
safe.
tried a different version before. It was quite nice.
There's an apple crumble flavour suggested as well.
An apple crumble. I don't know about that. That sounds like a protein sort of shake. That is, which it just sounds a bit hench for me.
It does. It does. Yeah, we did look at potential type of like meal replacement type of drinks. Like you know, potentially. I guess a lot of gamers, you know, they've got full-time jobs, part-time jobs. You know, might be parents. You might be working in hospitals. And it is difficult if you're a busy person to, you know, always cook nutritious meals. So with protein shakes, for example, the purpose of them is you go gym, you know, you want to build muscle and have a protein shake. So that wouldn't necessarily work for us. There's plenty of great ones on the market. But if you was looking at like a healthy meal replacement, so a similar, you could have a tub, take a scoop, mix it with water or milk or almond milk, give it a shake, and then you've got something that's nutritious, meaning it'll have a little bit of protein in there, a little bit of carbohydrates, a good amount of essential fats, so you can have it. You know, you'll feel like you're, you know, you're a bit. It's hit your needs for you. You're satisfied. That's the correct word I was looking for. But in terms of them, they would probably suit flavors such as, you know, your apple crumble or your banana, your vanilla. We see online these birthday cake type of
Birthday cake always puzzles me because I'm like, you know, birthday cake's in the eye of the beholder, really, isn't it? It is where you want it to be. So what does birthday cake actually taste like? It's like going, it tastes like blue. It's like, what does blue taste like? I don't know. It's weird.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly. And that's Leon, that's similar to like how blue raspberry. I mean, if you think of raspberries, they're actually red, aren't they, or pink?
Yeah.
Blue ras is like what is actually blue ras, but it seems to be a popular one in the industry and for us as well.
Do you know, until you said that, then I hadn't put that together. For some reason, I just thought blue raspberry, and I instantly thought of blueberries. And I just didn't even put it together that the raspberry was a different colour.
Yeah.
It's like an IQ check at it.
Apparently it was done in America to like distinguish between raspberry and strawberry.
Blue raspberry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you
That's where the blue raspberry came from.
Someone's done their digging, haven't they?
Yeah, I needed to know why blue raspberry was blue.
I'll tell you what, speaking about nutrition and stuff like that as well, we just had a question from Guns about how healthy is Player Ammo going to be? I mean, are there healthier versions and less healthier game? What? I mean, there are healthier versions. Is there healthier versions and less healthier sort of gaming boosters? But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys, you've driven towards a sort of healthier drink, haven't you, when it comes to Player Ammo?
It depends, you know, how you define healthier, you know. Whereas our drink's only got 18 calories, you know, there's no sugar. Only one type of sweetener. You might find other alternatives who might have two types of sweeteners but will have less calories, but that specific type of sweetener can is associated with long-term depression. So we've specifically chosen each ingredient for our product. You know, we've uniquely designed our product, you know, to be healthier and to be tasty and effective. So it
Yeah.
depends how you just define that healthier and not healthier. Obviously, you can go and buy cans in the shop, and they're full of sugar, and they're really convenient. But our product has just got low calories, zero sugar. It's all natural colors, natural flavors. It's vegan friendly, so it is a really healthy drink to consume.
Yeah, I guess
Depends how you define it.
I think with me for energy drinks normally, like the health factor, I'd probably associate with sugar. And that'd be probably the main defining sort of ingredient for me is how much sugar is in my can of Red Bull or whatever. Do you mean that'd be my sort of go-to when it came to that? But yeah,
In terms of Leon, healthy, coming off what the back of Amir said, is stuff can always be healthier, So for example, say if you had two products you liked from the supermarket, like a yogurt or whatever you like, there could be a version which has less sugar, a version that has less fat. So they could be classed as more healthier or less healthier. These days, marketing companies are quite clever with they might say added protein. Now somebody might deem that more healthy, but it might be full of sugar. Yeah. It's like, for us in particular, we were going to touch on this a little bit later on, is our journey in terms of Player Ammo is over lockdown, as many of you know. We struggled working from home, physically, mentally. Everybody was on Zoom calls. Our partners were working from home. Our kids were, fighting over laptops with us. It's my turn for the class or my homework, and it was a difficult time for everyone. And I think in general, us guys, we don't actually tend to drink fizzy drinks in our home. We prefer, like as Amir said, cordials, waters, fresh orange juices. And what we found is if you don't have, for example, coffee or these sugary energy drinks, and how do you get that motivation and that boost? There's only so much sleep you can practically get. If you lose out on sleep, you can feel tired.
Yeah.
As easy as it is and accessible as it is to have fruits and vegetable, the truth is how often do people really have a lot of fruit and veg, which contribute to great sort of energy levels. So that's where we kind of looked at what was on the market, and we saw some great tasting drinks. We saw some drinks that had lots of healthy things inside, and we wanted to come kind of in between, where there was something that was nice tasting, something that actually gave you a good sort of energy boost, but was also healthy. So for us, that meant something that was natural colouring, natural flavouring, as Amir touched on them. One type of sweetener. We did look at a no-sweeter option, a non-sweetened version, but it became a herbal drink, and it was like, how often are we going to consume these type of drinks, So in terms of being a healthy drink, definitely that was one of our points when we wanted to make a product that we would consume ourselves, and that our friends and family would be happy to give to them. So that was the main thing, and I guess cutting back on the calories, and the sugars and anything that was excessive that didn't need to be in there. So down to even, for example, a lot of you may have noticed our drink we use with less water. The reason for that is because we've not overpopulated it with too much sweeteners, which brings out the flavour. So you can have some, great tasting drinks, and you can fill it up with that much water, and it's still really flavoursome.
Yeah.
Ours doesn't, because it means you've got to put in a lot more sweetener and a lot more additional things to boost that flavour. It's without me going on too much, is like when you cook food, you could make it flavoursome, and by adding lots of salt, it can bring that flavour. But salt's not necessarily healthy for you, and it's very similar to when you make these type of energy drinks.
No, I can see that, and I think
that makes sense.
Personally, I prefer what you guys have done, because if I was using Playtime, I'd go to the gym, and that's probably where I'd get my kick. But I'm thinking, if you've got a neck like a full flask of water with whatever in there to be able to get that, you're going to be bloated. It's going to be a lot to take. To me, you're pushing a lot of weight. You're going to be coming back up. I'd struggle with that. Whereas, like you say, Player Ammo is a reduced amount. You still get the same kick. You don't have to oversaturate it with other ingredients to make sure you get the balance you need for taste as well. So I don't know. You guys have hit it on the head with that. I think people in the chat are really agreeing with that as well. There was one question about, did you plan to bring out a sort of version without any artificial sweeteners? I know you said you tested that, but someone was
Yeah, it was
asking, is there a
difficult
plan?
because at the beginning we did create one and we had a lot more of the active ingredients.
Mm.
But what happens with those ingredients? They're naturally very bitter and they're very difficult. They're not as enjoyable to drink. So it was, as Mohammed said, that it's hard to get a balance between flavor and effectiveness.
Yeah.
And we decided on a middle ground between the two. But I think it would be difficult to have a non-sweetener where someone would be enjoying drinking it. It'd be more like medication, I would feel like.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
thing is,
Yeah.
that we'll never say no. You know, we'll always trial it. We'll always see what it's like. Like a lot of people have turned around and said to us, "Are you going to offer a non-caffeine version?" You know, because there are people who just can't drink caffeine or just have stopped drinking caffeine. They've been hooked on it for so long, and they just want to stop drinking caffeine. So there is, and we are thinking about hydration sort of drinks, and it is in the long-term plan. So definitely, these are all things that we are thinking about, and there might be things that you might see in the future.
That's cool. Ross said, Playground was the first real energy type drink that hasn't given him immense migraines. So that's a plus. Take that win.
Yeah.
And that's because of the nootropics that we have in there, that combat against those sort of effects. So like I said, we've carefully derived our ingredients to target a lot of things like that. So yeah, it's good. Thank you.
In regards to that as well, Leon, is we had this idea, we're the driving force behind it, but ultimately we had to consult with so many different professionals from around the world who were, some of them, were really good in terms of flavour, some of them were really good in terms of telling us the regulations in terms of what it should be to meet the UK's criteria, which is quite strict.
Yeah.
If we launch in America, you can get away with a lot more. And when we consulted in terms of this is our idea, this is our base formula that we'd like to do, and we consulted with these people. So, for example, what happens in the nutritional industry is, and mainly with sort of pre-workouts, which our product isn't necessarily in that same category, is you'll launch, for example, product A might come out, and then it might have, for example, 140 milligrams of caffeine or X number of ashwagandha or bacopa, and then the next product to come out, a competitor, and they'll just increase the numbers. And in terms of supplements, it's not always the more that is better, because what happens is if you overload too much with caffeine, you'll get the jitters, you might get migraines, and then it defeats the object of trying to increase your focus and energy. If you're not, if you're shaky or your mind's got too much fog, then you're not going to be able to achieve and do the task.
No, you've overshot then, haven't you?
Yeah. So we did, as Amir said, is we looked at the best ingredients that will, for example, work well with caffeine, and the two that we found worked the best was ashwagandha and bacopa, because when you get stressed out, those type of ingredients kick in and then kind of bring your levels back to normal and give you that clarity.
No, that's cool. It's like, I had a question down there to do more about the sort of backstory, but like you said, we've covered a lot in terms of the real effort that you guys have gone to get your formula to where it is. Do you mean? I mean, that's some mad respect. It's like you said, a lot of people might sort of whip something together and say, well, it is about the numbers. I just want to make my product look as good as it can be, and then it's going out into the world regardless. But like you said, you've taken a lot of time to really sort of perfect what you bring into the table. Liam's comment in the chat was, aside from all of this, can we just agree on how beautiful all of the beards are?
I'm trying. I can't meet these two guys, but I'm trying.
No, man, I've got no beard game. None at all. I thank my father for that. Loco Gods, is any plans on delivering to the US? So we did touch on that earlier. The guys are looking into that sort of stuff. At the moment it is UK, but they are looking into the potential to go to Europe and the US. So there's conversations happening there, so keep your eyes peeled. And that might be something that pops up in the future.
The US is a lot more difficult than anywhere else because each state has a different rule.
It's like dealing with 50 countries, isn't it?
A lot more difficult in US. But like I said, we are speaking to international trade, the Department of International Trade. It is something that we are looking at. It's a bigger market in the US. But it's just when we can offer that great customer service, then you'll see us there. Definitely.
No, that's cool. I'm just having a quick scroll through now, see if chat's moving so fast. It's like, come on. Sorry I'm late. Putting the little one to bed. I'll lay you off. I'll lay you off. Optics, G-Nick. I want to know about the crazy day you had yesterday.
Ooh.
Like the last.
Yeah. So what happened was.
I was gonna say I got no idea. I just read that question for what it was.
Who said that? Sorry, who said?
I think it was G-Nick that's come from.
Okay. So we've had an issue with not an issue. We've had a delay with our restock. We've been out of stock for a while. We've done amazingly well, and we've had such a great response from our community, and we just ran out of stock, and we just couldn't get hold of anything. And with Christmas time and the strikes and transportation and all that, it's just held our products back, and we haven't been able to get our product for a long time. So we've been on the case of our manufacturer. We need it now. We need it now. I think he's fed up of us,
Yeah.
Every hour, are we there yet?
It might send security guards to our houses. I don't know.
It's like one more time, and I'm sending the boys round. One more time.
Yeah, and then we were promised, not promised, as what you can get from large businesses, it's going to come on this date, it's going to come on that date, and it never came. So we just took it on our own back to say, you know what, we're just going to come and we're going to collect it, no matter how far it is, and it was quite a drive. And me and Mo, we went yesterday. We actually got a van. We went there and we collected our product, and we came back, and we needed to get our product out straight away because our brand ambassadors and all our community, they've been so patient with us. We just needed to give a little bit back, so we decided just to get the fulfillment team to actually package all the product, all the pre-orders. It took us ages to do, but thankfully it's all gone out now, and hopefully all your orders should be on Monday. Everyone should get their orders on Monday. We've upgraded everyone to DPD next day, so everyone should get the products quite soon. I think I did see. I think Optics said on the chat somewhere that DPD have been a bit delayed, so hopefully they haven't with our products. But we're expecting everyone's got their tracking numbers now. So yes, it was just long day yesterday, but it's all worth it. We enjoy it. We enjoy every journey that we do. We enjoy the drive, the graft. Yeah, we are a little bit knackered, but we love it. We enjoy it.
Yeah, when you do it, the thing is, you're doing what you love, and you're doing something, a project that you're pouring stuff into, and it just becomes like something that you just want to build, isn't it? You want to create something great. So I can appreciate you guys going the extra mile for that. It says a lot about sort of your character and your brand. Do you mean?
Yeah.
Local Gods just gifted you a sub, so Player Ammo's now subscribed. You get access to a couple of our remotes. So there you go. Share some love in the chat. Cheers, Local Gods. So yeah, well, like I said, as long as you've sorted it all out, you're back on track. That's the main thing, and it shows your commitment. So if you've got any more questions, chat, by all means send them through. I'm just gonna have a little look on what I've got, because we covered quite a bit already, to be honest. So like the main one for me was sort of like your branding. Now I'm if you didn't know, my background is sort of product marketing and product management. So I love a good brand. I love seeing how like sort of brands have built up. So I was just curious about sort of where the name Player Ammo come from, and where the sort of design and the feel came from for Player Ammo.
I'll leave it to go on.
Okay, so I mean, a good way to kind of discuss that is my background is I studied internet communications and networking at Bolton University. Farooq was also at Bolton University. He did
Sports science, coaching. Yeah.
Sports science and coaching, and Amir was at Salford University doing
financial management
and business development.
Yep.
So we have kind of got some good skills that bounce off of each other. By no means at all do we say we're experts in any of it, but we've got a good understanding of different aspects. So what we did, and you'll be familiar with this, Leon, is over lockdown, when we used to have Zoom calls much like this, just to check in on each other, make sure we're well and keeping good. And we're used to meeting up with each other over years and catching up and playing computer games online or together in person and trash talking each other on Tekken, on FIFA, WWE.
WWE is a big one for us.
You think we're like sworn enemies when we're, but we really bounce off well with each other. So what we did is, after catching up with each other, making sure we're all well, is we would try to make a little bit of some sessions bit productive. So we actually did something called a design sprint. Are you familiar with that at all?
Yeah.
So what we did is we kind of got some papers, and in the middle we'd put, for example, gaming, we'd put energy, we'd put drink, and off the back of that we would draw some lines, a bit like a brainstorm. So off the top of gaming, it might say, for example, joypad, and off the back of joypad, it might lead to buttons, and then we've seen what words we kind of come up with. Player ammo wasn't our first choice at all. We had some amazing ones which we've completely forgot about now, but either I wouldn't agree or Amir wouldn't agree, and then Farooq wouldn't agree, and it's got to be a joint effort. And the ones we did agree on, we'd found it's been parked, so somebody purchased a domain, and you'd have to buy it for £1,000. And we're like, as a startup and as a bootstrap company, we didn't have that type of money. So I think what happened after that, Amir?
With obviously like the Instagram and the Facebook and all that was taken, and then what happened after that was my nickname in high school was Ammo.
Ah, right, okay.
But I completely disagreed with it. I was like, no, I don't want Ammo. I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be in the name. I want it to be in the name. And these two just outvoted me out. So I had to agree. It's a diplomacy, so I had to agree. And then we said, okay, ammo then relates to ammunition.
Yeah.
And then it just naturally came. I don't know who came up with the name player, but then it was player ammunition, as in player ammo, and that's how it developed. And then the logo, go on, Mo.
So even with the name, to be honest, so for example, the way we think of this product is it's ammunition for the player, and almost in life, whether you're a full-time teacher, whether you're a full-time parent, whether you're a student, you're all kind of playing a game and working towards a level. You're all leveling up. So we kind of thought it fit, because this product is not only used by people who are full-time content creators. It's really nice to see people in the police forces, fishmongers, teachers, NHS staff, midwives, nurses, and mums, dads, you name it. And so it's really nice to see that everybody kind of benefits from this product. With martial artists, gym goers, and but for us, the main thing that brought us together as youth was gaming. I used to go to Amir's house. He was fortunate enough to save up and buy a Sega Mega Drive. So playing Street Fighter 2 and Sonic or Golden Axe, and those games were amazing. Going to Farooq's house, and we played Tekken over the years. We played games like Wu-Tang and all these really old WWE games, and that's was one of the main things that brought us together is gaming. So in terms of the logo, I think what we did is we did a technique called Crazy Eights. So you get a piece of paper, you fold it in half and half again and half again and when you open it up, you have like 8 little boxes. Yeah. And then we set a timer for like was it 60 seconds or a minute? I can't remember. It was really fast, It was something so fast that you'd have to scribble some really ridiculous logo ideas out, and it doesn't give you time to think. So by the end of it, we all had little bits of elements of a design that we thought, we can see a little bit of a bolt there, we can see a little bit of a retro controller, we can see, and we thought, and then we kind of put it all together, created some different concepts, and down to the colours, I think we tweaked them, and there's some amazing variations. I think we settled on yellow and black because I kind of shoehorned it on the guys a little bit. I'm a massive Batman fan, so it was like black and yellow. Yeah, why not? And so yeah, that's how we've ended up with Player Ammo.
No, it's banging. See, that's the type of thing about like product development and brand development that I love. Is it can be like, oh my god, I've just thought of something and there it is. But I love the sort of journey you go on to create something. It just means a lot to me. I don't know. That's just me, but yeah, my whole background in doing that sort of thing is just I've just got a mad love for that sort of thing. And I love the way the Player Ammo logo bounces off our dark blue as well, so I'm not going to complain about that. Looks good. I'm just trying to think now. We had a couple of extra bits in the chat, so I got one last question. This is from Guns and Cookies. Are there any streamer collaborations possible in future? We will come on to that in a bit. We're going to talk a little bit about Backy first, Guns. I know you're a Backy fan. So we'll come on to some streamer stuff in a bit and how the guys have worked with creators so far, and maybe some of the ways that they're looking to do that in the future. Geen, can Player Ammo be judges on Clip of the Week or Clip of the Month? Oh, they could if they want to be. So we'll have a chat to you about that, Player Ammo. We run like a weekly thing called Clip of the Week, and basically you get all the different creators put their clips in, and then they win like you get first, second, and third, and then those top 3 will go forward to Clip of the Month. and so you'll have like 4 weeks of winners. They'll all play in clip of the month, and the top 3 then go forward to clip of the year. And at the end of the year, we do like a big clip of the year episode, and they win.
I think I saw Brian Dredd's. Was it Brian Dredd playing? Is it Dead by Daylight? Was it? I think.
Oh, it might have been Dead by Daylight. Brian, you'll have to pipe up and let us know. I'm sure it was Dead by Daylight. We have Dead by Daylight. It's quite popular.
What did the winners get, Leon?
So this Christmas they got a Streamseed pink donut maker.
Ooh,
So the donut's a symbol of our brand, not because we do eat a lot of donuts, but it was because back in the day when we first started, we were doing like an interaction circle on Twitter, which turned into the interaction donut. So we ended up making a donut that was a symbol of our brand. So we thought, what better way to celebrate and give someone a prize than with a donut maker. So we went for the donut maker. But it's done us now, because next year, or this year I should say, we got to do better. So God knows what they'll win this year. We'll find out.
What do the judges get?
Good time.
Yep.
Nah, for the creators who get involved, it's just a chance to sort of just get out and meet new people.
Good. It sounds good, It'll be fun.
It's just a nice way for us to sort of just get involved with the community and just sort of give back a little bit. So if you want to come and judge, by all means, you can come get involved.
Why not?
Yeah, Geen, I'll thank you for that. So I remember having a conversation with Mo a while back about rushing to get products, take your time. It was about taking time with products and the fact that you guys take time with your products, so that's good. Just trying to think now. So streamer collaborations will come back to. I hear WWE and my ears spiked up.
Yeah, I mean, we've been playing it from like maybe WWE like 2K12 or something, and literally like
you wouldn't ever want to play us on WWE.
No.
It's so dirty. We play dirty tactics. Dirty tactics. Trust me, you don't want to play us ever on WWE.
like if you wanted to do a pin, we realised that you could actually drag a character on the floor to stop the opportunity of getting a pin. So we'd be dragging each other off the floor, screaming, going, "You can't do that! We banned that rule."
It's cheating. It's banned.
We had another one where we realised one of the wrestling games, it had a weakness where if you threw someone out of the ring, it was very difficult to counter it. And if you actually fell out of the ring, you'd be on the floor for a lot longer. So when we had tag team matches, the first one to throw the other guy out would then tag team the last person in the ring. So it'd be like a 2-on-1 for ages. Then he'd come back in, and as soon as he comes back in, you throw him back out again. So we had crazy tactics on it.
I don't want to know how many hours you guys have put into them games.
Why am I getting an image of an Edge theme player ammo shaker?
Edge, I love Edge as a character. I love it as a...
Edge is the greatest.
This was pre-player ammo. If this was player ammo times, we'd never ever get anything done at all.
Oh man, WWE though. Is it me though? Is the older games of WWE better than the newer ones they've released?
Yeah.
It's just so much more sketchy. I don't know what it is about it.
The newer one's okay. Obviously, the one previous was dreadful, but the newer one's not too bad. It's still enjoyable. You just got to move with the times because the graphics get better, and then
the pin system changes, and more characters, more moves to learn. Now you've got more blocks incorporated into the game, so just
as well, which like sometimes stuff overlooked is in the newer games they actually make things more accessible because there's so many different types of people playing it, and we've got some great ambassadors as well. Is like in terms of not everybody can button bash, and I know myself as I'm kind of getting older, my reflexes are going down, and we've got people, who just can't do that. So games have to ultimately be considerate. It's nice sometimes. I think I played, I don't know what game it was, maybe God of War or something, and they had like accessibility modes in terms of people being colorblind or hard of hearing, and I think all these things are important. So although the old school games are really, really cool, they're not very inclusive. Is not the correct word, but they're not as accessible, I'd say. So it's nice to see that ultimately, games are going in that direction.
Yeah.
Optics has thrown down the challenge, player ammo.
Go on.
3v1 Hell in a Cell.
I feel like Optics is bit off more than he can chew it.
With that one, we used to climb outside, get to the top, and be the first one trying to do a finisher off the top of the cage, either threw it or onto a table.
You got
Is that
it.
awesome, dude?
You don't win by pinning a Hell in a Cell. It's style points
No.
for diving off the top.
No,
Let's be honest.
that's it.
Proper
Well,
mankind.
is he asking Farooq for a Hell in the Cell match in real life or in the digital?
Oh man, I'd pay
dunno.
good money for IRL. Like, let's do that.
That'd be
Pay some mad cash, right?
that's proper collaboration.
Yeah. It's collaboration you just don't come back from. That's what that is. I love it. Where are we at? So I think we're looking pretty good in the chat. I think we're caught up.
Yeah.
I think we're all right. I land on a question and I'm like, right, I'll give it 2 seconds, and I'm scrolling for about 20 minutes. And I'm like, bloody hell, you guys chat. So what have we got? So we could use this now to get on to I'd call that customer engagement. That's quality. Love my player ammo on a Hell in a Cell. Cheers. I just wanted to maybe touch on Baki a little bit now. So we got about just under an hour left, and I think we really wanted to do some talking around Baki, didn't we? Wanted to understand more about Baki and the journey that you guys have gone on to get involved in that. So I've got your website up on the side here with the Baki stuff on this. So we'll show the guys, for anyone who hasn't been onto the Player Ammo website before. We'll have a look at that in a second, but I'm just really interested to know sort of how you got involved with Baki, how that came to be. And the chat, if you got any questions about Baki or any if you're a fan of Baki, let us know, because I'm super excited about this. I was saying to Welsh in our intro earlier that never really watched anime. I've never been somebody who's got into anime, so I thought, well, I'll watch a bit of Baki and I'll see what the fuss is all about. And I started watching what I thought was the first one or the first season, and then realised I was on the newest one, so the one with that you guys had the collaboration. I was about 25 episodes in it. Like, there's so many. I was like, watching. I was like, oh shit, I am deep. Like, I know everything that's going on. I can't backtrack this now, so I'm gonna have to watch it like the prequel at some point. But really good into it.
Leon, in terms of that, you're all right. I think you can kind of watch any of the seasons in any order, just because they've kind of got their own arc, and although Baki is quite new on Netflix, it's got a massive history. Like, is it 25 plus years? Or
is it really that long? Bloody hell.
Really?
Yeah. So it's got, I mean, as many things do, like the Marvel movies. My children will watch it and like, oh, these movies are great. And sometimes I can tell them snippets of information as a nerd. They'd be like, where do you know that from? And it's like, before it was ever a series or ever a movie, there were cartoons, there was comics, and there's so much sort of lore behind it. And I think a lot of anime and Baki itself has that amount of history behind it.
I love it when you get stuff like that. Like World of Warcraft, something I've always been involved in, and you'll see like the newest releases, the newest expansions. You just go, oh man, I remember this place when it was 15 years old or whatever, or 15 years ago, and then before that you got Warcraft 3, and it goes back and back and back, doesn't it?
Just to stop you on that, Leon, you've got to join the Horde.
Oh, the Horde suck, man. Get over it.
Come and join the Horde.
One of these days. But yeah, Baki, I didn't realise it was like at the 25-year history or some, like however long that was. That's madness. Because I saw like the first load of episodes on Netflix. I saw the newer ones that you guys are involved with, and I thought that was it. I didn't realise it was more than I thought it was maybe a couple of years old. So that's nuts. So how long have you guys been fans of Baki then, and what made you want to get involved with Baki and Player Ammo? How did that sort of come to be?
It started off from Netflix. So when it first came out on Netflix, Mo was the first one to watch it, and he was like, "Oh, you need to watch this show on Netflix." And I was like, "Nah, I'm already watching this, or I'm already on something else."
Yeah.
He goes, "Nah, you have to watch it." So I watched it, and I just got hooked, and I think I finished it all in 2 days. Honestly, every single episode in 2 days, I think it was. And then I think Farooq, did you watch it?
He was already watching it.
Yeah, I didn't watch. I wasn't informed by these guys about it, and I just came across it. And I was just sat down like, when you put your controller down, like, what can I do? I'll start watching Netflix. I came across it, and I'm same as Amir. In about 2 or maybe 3 days, I bashed out every episode.
Yeah.
And then randomly, I'm not sure where the conversation came up. Baki got mentioned. I'm like, I watched it, and he's like, I watched it too. I watched it as well. Oh, what do you think? This is like well before Player Ammo even existed.
Yeah,
we were like fans.
And it just resonated with us, like we've always been into like martial arts, or I was a boxer. These guys have done MMA. We all go to the gym. We like to do weights, and So it just kind of resonated in us. We just enjoyed it, and we just enjoyed the realism with the anime, and we've always loved anime, and we just really loved the series. That was pre obviously Player Ammo. Yeah, we just enjoyed Bucky, didn't we?
We really enjoyed it.
No, I'm hooked on it at the moment. I didn't think I would be. I got about 3 or 4 episodes in, and I was like, I'm not quite sure about this. And then as like all the characters started getting introduced and all of the story behind and all of that started happening, now I'm like 6 episodes every time I sit down. It's like, oh damn, didn't realize I'd spent so long yet.
Yeah, it is very gruesome though. It is very
it's
bloody
intense, but
that's always good.
It's very intense.
About it.
So I've never watched it with my kids. I've never watched it with my kids.
No.
It goes into a lot of detail about this stance and this martial arts and the actual history of it. We kind of enjoy it like nerds sometimes, but it's really amazing.
Yeah, no, it was really good. It's really good so far. I haven't quite finished it yet. So where did the opportunity come from for you to get involved with Baki then? Where did you see that, and how did you sort of introduce yourselves? How did that sort of happen?
I mean, if we would be completely honest, it was a lot of work behind the scenes, but it was also a pinch of luck as well. You know, the truth is we are a small company. We don't actually hide that, and we thought about, you know, the future of Player Ammo. We launched with 2 flavors, and we wanted to bring a 3rd one out, and we're always thinking, what can we actually bring value to our business? Not always from the point of making more money, because ultimately a business has to make money to survive. But going back to, you know, when we were young and we played computer games, and you know, those games used to be polished, they used to be finished. It was a magical experience, and if it had bugs, you know, there'd be funny bugs and, you know, funny glitches in there, but the whole experience was magical. There's nothing that was, for example, like hidden behind a paywall, or you've got to get a mega update and a patch as soon as you get it on day one. And you know, you got a game, you rush home and you put the disc into your console, or you download it on your PC and you'd play it. And it's we kind of wanted to bring some of that back into like Player Ammo. What was magical for us, as you know, as a youth in the gaming industry, and when we looked at the different opportunities, we thought about collabs. You know, what we thought is, like, as young people, when we watched TV series, movies, shows, events, what would pop out to us is, I don't know if you guys remember. Did you ever remember when, like, a special character or a special actor or a cameo would come into a movie or a film, and you'd have, for example, Hulk Hogan in, I don't know, whatever show and series, or you'd have Mr. T coming into, for example, WWE and Tyson, and it'd be a little bit special. Like, wow, that we didn't class it as collabs back then. It might have been a cameo, or it might have been special guest appearance, and we thought it was always a magical experience. And that's kind of how we thought about, you know, what can we do, and we thought about all the different animes, and there's some amazing ones, some huge ones. There's some that are, for example, really popular, but we've never really had much experience with them personally. And we thought a good one is to start off with is something you're passionate about. If you're passionate about something, you know, you can work with it and push it in the direction that you want to do. So I think for the first one, it was important to do something that was current in terms of nice sharp graphics, and I guess by being on Netflix that also helped. So yeah.
So then we just pushed it, you know, we pushed. Yeah. So then we just thought to ourselves, you know, what can we go for? What will be achievable for us at this moment in time? Because we're obviously less than a year old. We're not doing millions of pounds of sales at the moment, you know, not like other companies. What's achievable? And we just thought of Baki, you know. So then we just pursued it, you know, we just pursued that journey. And then thankfully we got it. It was very difficult to achieve. It wasn't easy at all. Because basically, as Mo mentioned, we're just a small company. You know, they initially said you're too small. You know, we don't want to touch you. We kept at it. We kept pestering, and then, you know, we got to a stage where we were able to negotiate. You know, and then once it got to that stage, we were able to secure it. You know.
So that also looks like, for example, using our initiative a little bit. So, for example, maybe mocking up some designs and presenting that to you know, the team. They're based in Japan, and you know, they've got some European representatives, and you know, they are actually really lovely people. They understood we were a startup, I think they appreciated that we were honest. We didn't, go and buy a load of fake followers, trying to boost our numbers on our social media channels. We showed them, the truth, and I guess that they could, appreciate that passion and that drive that we had, and yeah, so we're here today, and we're thankful for that.
No, that's class. I think it goes a long way to be able to like you say, not just ask or put a feeler out there, but to really sort of go, no, I want this. Here's some stuff I've come up with. Here's what I'm thinking. Yes, all right, I might be smaller than what you typically go for, but just have a stab. Like, do you mean I'm putting this work in? I'm willing to put this work in. I'm going to go all the way. So let's see what we can do. And I think it goes a long way when people see that sort of that motivation, doesn't it? And that will to just go and do something awesome. Like, I say that to the creators, to the guys that we speak to as well, is you can drop a message to someone, but being able to push and have that extra bit of conversation or that extra bit of something about you to separate you from other people means a lot, I think, especially when it comes to like that creative brand sort of relationship that we're talking about now, because you need to be different. Do you mean there's so many different brands in the same way that there's so many different creators, but you've really sort of got to own what you own, don't you? You've got to be yourself and own that. I think it says a lot again about, like I said, about your brand and about the sort of mentality that you guys have to be able to just go and chase that down and say, no, I'm having a piece of that, so let's go and have a piece. But no, it's class. I think the backy stuff. Let me switch over to the website view a minute, because I'm not too sure how many people in the chat have seen your website when it comes to the backy stuff. So the cams are still there, I think. Yep, still there. So guys in the chat, if you haven't been on the Player Ammo website yet, it's a really easy URL to remember. It's just playerammo.com. So dive over and take a look. But you've got a sort of home edition with all the normal products are, but we've got the backy edition then, which is what we're sort of focusing on at the moment. So go backy himself at the top here, looking that's what I look like after a session.
The design team, we've been able to get that and make it into quite a nice animation.
Leon, everything you see was so difficult to approve. To get the approval from Japan is so difficult. You got to change this, you got to change that. Like the crowd in the background, we had to change it. It wasn't the original crowd. Like, no, it's from a wrong scene. It's from a different scene. You got to use it from the correct scene.
Yeah, you can't crop it. You can't move the sides. You can't flip it.
There's so much in detail.
Yeah, it's unbelievable
in regards to the contract stipulations and things, what you can do and what you can't do. It's so difficult, and then there's a language barrier as well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it takes a time between us making a design, sending them to them, they approve it or disapprove it, then they send it back to us, then we go again. So it's not just like a quick conversation that we're having like here.
It's like over and over,
back and forth.
It was a great experience for us, and it opened our eyes in terms of how much effort and work has to go into this type of stuff, and we're just loving and enjoying the journey. We're enjoying the new challenges that we wouldn't face maybe in our everyday, previous day-to-day jobs. Yeah. So we're here to learn from anyone and everyone, and just make Player Ammo the best we can potentially make it.
Oh, that's cool, man. Like I said, I think it's the brand, like you said, the backy brand, and then your brand has come together really cool. Like, if you didn't know about the backy side of things, you could see Player Ammo fitting really well into this, like, without that. Do you mean the fact that it is back? You go, oh, right, I can tie the two together, but you guys could have got it, like, you could get away with this sort of being your vibe. Do you mean? I think Player Ammo as well, the name sort of lends itself to, like, I've got the ammunition to go and do whatever I want, and backy is very much like I'm going to become the strongest dude ever. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, no, it's cool. So I'll just have a quick scroll through and we'll take a look. So for the guys in the chat who are asking about what goes into sort of Player Ammo drinks and all the stuff behind that, there's a lot of information on the website about the actual sort of benefits of Player Ammo and what's involved in Player Ammo and what's in the drink, what's not, this sort of stuff. So go through and check that out. There's a couple of the things there, and I know not just on this page, but on the other page it talks about, all of that stuff as well. So you can find out anything you need to find out. But if not, I think there's frequently asked questions and things like that as well. Guys are Playing Ammo. So, and if not, I'm sure they can reach out in some way, shape, or form with their social media through the site anyway. So there's plenty of ways to find out the information you need. But yeah, the backy stuff looks cool. And now I'm scrolling through this, I'm thinking, oh, I know him. I recognize him.
I know him from TV.
Yeah. Whereas the first time I did this, I was like, I got no idea who these people are. I need to know who these people are. So what have we got?
Yeah, but even for ourselves, it was like a bit of a learning curve to make sure.
That bit scrollable, those characters. There's more characters if you scroll.
Oh, there. Oh my god, yeah.
Sorry, a bit further up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where am I now? So I've got these guys.
And then the ones below it
And
as
then the
well.
one with the...
Yeah.
Oh, out of all of them, I wouldn't mess with Dogbo. He's hard.
Dogbo's cool. He's very hard. You're correct.
And the Unchained. Oh, look at this. Flexing my knowledge now. Let's go. No, it's class. I love this because, like I said, I wouldn't have. This is not something I would have thought I would have got involved in until I started watching it, and I've actually really come to enjoy it. So Guns, go and take a look. I bet the tenner you can't name as many as me. Just saying.
Ooh. Challenge right there.
I know you can though. I bet the tenner you can. So we got the Backy bundle. So there was the different bundles you did with Backy. So you had the coaster designs, the shaker designs, and the tub designs, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So there's one. So there's Backy Blue Raz. There's I can't say that Euro Fruit Punch. What do they call him outside of there? Is it like Ogre or something like that?
Ogre, yeah.
Because I've seen that, but I'd never heard his actual name.
Yujiro.
Yujiro. Oh my god, I would have absolutely botched it every day, and I did botch it. So. And what else we got? Backy Strawberry Lemonade. Sorry. Oh man, that's probably the one I'd go for. I can't remember which one I tried at GSCon. I know I tried Blue Red. I might have tried them all.
Yeah, I would have tried them all.
I probably would have. So yeah, they look class. You got the actual bundles below then, so you get quite a bit. Like when you think of like these tubs from like just other brands, they're quite like this. You guys are very well priced. I mean,
Yeah.
especially considering again the shakers and some of the coaster stuff as well.
It's definitely something that we focused on, making it more affordable because a lot of when we did our initial research of what was out there, everything was kind of overpriced. And we don't know because there's a couple of companies who are doing it, or we didn't know the real reason, but we have definitely reasonably priced our product, and the coasters as well. They're not just cheap coasters, we have made every single aspect of our product quality, high quality. It's all UK manufactured, so we have definitely concentrated in every single aspect, to the packaging, to the tape, that goes on the box. Even like now, on the box now, we've even got like specific tape that goes around it, like a backy bundle.
Nice.
I love the packaging. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Now you guys have done really well. I think the collab looks really good. Like say some brands and companies will come together and it doesn't quite work out, but like this could be like the same sort of vibe. Do you mean you get exactly the same sort of thing going on? I know you've changed the player ammo to have some red into it there, so I think that looks really cool. It's really come together well.
Thank you.
So how long is the Backy collaboration for then? Is there like a limited time on this? Or is this like, are you guys in there with Backy now and you're like, right, this is something we can bring to the table?
No, it's not an indefinite period. There is a contractual period, which we've negotiated a good lengthy time. So we it is a good time, but it's not indefinite. Definitely, it's not indefinite. But it's a good time, for us to, if we need to do any sort of version 2s or additional products, that's definitely possible.
Yeah, no, that's cool. There you are, chat. Go and get Backy. Go get Backy.
Yeah.
Go do it. I'll be picking some Backy stuff up now. I've got to now because I'm a Backy nerd. I need to represent.
Mine's coming Monday.
Oh, which one have you ordered then?
Strawberry lemonade.
Oh, nice. I'll be down your house soon. I live down the road. Just hear a knock on the door at 3 a.m. It's me going, come on, let's go.
Get me a fix.
Yeah.
Hit me up.
I need it. Well, I'll just jump us back to the other screen so we're all big face again so everybody can see us. But yeah, that was the Player Ammo website, so playerammo.com. If you want to go over and take a look at all the stuff that the guys have got going on, I'd recommend it. So we've ordered all 3. Oh, Miss Quack, straight up.
Definitely.
No messing
Yeah,
around.
we received that, a triple bundle as we call it.
Thank you very much for the support. It's always appreciated.
Yeah.
Quack, if you want to order a tri-bundle for me, then, just crack. I wouldn't say no, like, crack on. No, that's
There's
cool.
a few comments there from Liam with I just want to say this was a really great idea to do this stream. Really informative, enjoyable, and a lot of fun. It's great to see what the player ammos themselves are all about as people rather than just a brand.
Thank you.
Yeah, we do try our best to incorporate our ambassadors and the public as much as we can in our help.
No, that's class. I think like that's what these streams are all about, Liam. They're about sort of like you can go online and you can see sort of brands and you can see like the sort of online version of a brand. Do you mean? But the people behind the brand are the people who've brought that to the table, and I think it's important to tell that story. And for the Player Ammo guys, you know, they've clearly put a lot of hard work and effort into getting their brand to where it is today. So it's just a testament to come and hear from them and sort of hear how that was done firsthand, really. So yeah, appreciate any feedback. So we got the backy discussion stuff. So we got the one-off collaboration. So we know that's sort of not forever. So don't forget to get your backy peeps. So what the design process? You said that it was like quite intense. What about the actual shakers themselves? So I'm guessing all that artwork came from backy, and you guys had to model that onto what you were doing.
Yeah.
Was there much of a challenge with that? Did you find, or was it like? Did you find it fit quite well with what you guys were doing?
So it did work well. I mean, they've got some great pieces of art. It's not a case of like because you may have noticed on some of our logo versions, it says, for example, some might say Player Ammo X Backy, and some might say Player Ammo Official Backy Edition.
Yeah.
We wanted to make that quite clear because we know there's, for example, you can go on Instagram and see all sorts of like products that are unofficially licensed, and so we can't just use any piece of artwork off the internet that we want to use. Like Amir said and Farooq said, it's got to be approved. It's got to go through their assessments, and it's got to be a case of they might say put this specific copyright here, or so it's you've got to work with each other. You've got to bounce ideas off each other. Ultimately, we're fans of this product, but they also know their brand and identity really well. So they gave suggestions. This character might work a little bit better here. That character, and we really appreciated and enjoyed doing that, because as fans of that series way before Player Ammo existed, and it's nice to be dealing with the Backy team and bouncing ideas off each other, and it's like a dream come true. We didn't think we'd be sitting here today with this collaboration. So in terms of designing, we enjoy it. We'll make a few different versions. We'll approve it amongst ourselves, and this could work better or that could work better. For example, we thought about making like, for example, using different arts on different sides. And so once we've approved it ourselves, then we send it off, we get some feedback, and then that goes up higher up the chain, and ultimately it's their final decision.
No,
And as Mo as well has got the background, sorry Leon, as Mo's got the background in graphic design as well, it helps a lot as well, that we're able to actually put designs on templates and we're able to see how it looks firsthand. So that helps a great deal, in that aspect.
No, I can imagine, like, without that sort of resource, like you say, you're shipping things back and forth designers, then that could be mayhem. That'll extend your process when they send you costs a lot. So, yeah, you guys have got a good setup there, I think, between the three of you, for sure.
I mean, in terms of that, Leon, we do actually work with people who've got much better skills than us. We're not shy to put our hands up and say that, somebody else can do a better job. So we do work with, for example, people who can help us with like 3D renders and editing, and we do what we can. But ultimately, if it's gonna water down any aspect of Player Ammo, then we've got to be honest with ourselves and understand what we can and can't do.
And that's included in the brand ambassadors. We can put up designs on our Discord, and they're able to help us and say, "Oh, look, we like this." And some of them have taken on board themselves and made up some mock designs for us to have a look at and get inspiration from some ideas. As well as that, we have like lab testing teams that we require our help, and then we have, as Moment says, like we have web developers as well. So it's a big team, but we do try.
No,
but initially, Leon, as for anyone who might be thinking about doing a startup or, for example, trying a new project themselves, is ultimately you've got to wear a lot of hats.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to try and learn a new skill. Roll up your sleeves and try something, and take it as far as you can. And then when you need for it to go to the next stage, work with a consultant, work with a graphic designer and editor, but do as much as you can yourself, so that you can save a bit of money, and you understand the limitations of what can and can't be done. You know, if for example we didn't have knowledge of specific graphic design tools or methods, we might be saying, for example, we want to be printing on the lid, we want to be having some circle stickers at the bottom, and it might sound great on paper, but if it's not feasible, you know, you've got to. So it's good to know what can be done and do the best you can, and then take it from there.
And even if that means putting pen to paper as well, you know,
Yeah.
if it just means drawing, you might be a rubbish drawer like me. I can't draw anything, but you're able to draw something, and someone like Mo or a graphic or someone else who's got a little bit better expertise are able to get that and make it into a digital version. So you know, don't limit yourself to anything. If you don't have the skills of using Photoshop or AI or whatever it is, just put pen to paper, you know, and see where that takes you.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, with Streamseed, like for us, we've been developing for. I say developing. We've been doing focus groups now since 2021, and then last year was all about sort of community and marketing, and then this year now we're launching the full platform and things like that. But like I say, for us, it's been a journey. Do you mean like? I've got skills in certain areas, I don't in others. I've brought in the team to sort of help me manage all of that. So I'm right where you guys are on that. It's not being afraid to just have a crack at something and then bring in the skills as and when you need it. I mean, it takes having a dip and getting involved to really sort of understand exactly where you're trying to take something, doesn't it? So no, it's a really good journey, and I think creators as well. And this is something that I've said to content creators a lot of times: is you're wearing so many hats, you're doing so many different things, and constantly improving your skills. And whilst you know you're a testament to that, you just get involved in so many different aspects of design, video editing, actual live streaming, marketing, so on. Do you mean there's loads to it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it really resonates with content creators when they know that brands are going through that same journey as well. Do you mean it's not just them that have a lot on their plate? It's everybody's got to start somewhere, haven't they? Everybody's got to start somewhere.
As well, just following on from that is you're going to find obstacles in whatever it is you're doing. If you're setting out to be a content creator or full-time streamer, or you're trying to work your way up in work or start a new project or a side hobby, things don't unfortunately always go smooth sailing. You are going to find issues, some that you might be able to solve and some that you might not be able to. And it's important to be honest with yourself and get support from where you can. Don't be afraid of asking someone who might have a little bit more knowledge or expertise on you than yourself. People, genuinely will be happy to help. So if you do get an obstacle in life, in any project, sit down, think about what the issue is. Is there a way to solve it? If you don't, is there something you can research? And if not, is there anybody you could potentially ask that If there's not, is there a professional body or a company that can help you with it? So you've just got to work your way through the steps, and eventually you will get there, whatever it is you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, and it's not being afraid to fail either, is it? I mean, there's never a failure, it's a learning, isn't it? And the only thing you never really get better at is the stuff you don't try. So you've got to have a crack, and I think to be knocked back sometimes, or to maybe not have something go quite the way you want, is all part of that journey. I mean, we've developed bits and pieces as we've gone, and it's sort of gone, oh, this is not quite what we want, but we'll just rip it down, we'll do it again, or we'll tailor that, or we'll work with content creators and say, well, this is what we come up with, but what's your thoughts on how we could make this better? Do you mean ultimately this is for you, so how do we take this forward? I think that goes for anything you get involved in. Do you mean it's just never being afraid to sort of stumble and grow from that scenario? So no, it's quite refreshing to hear it. Just trying to think now. So that sort of leads us quite well actually into the last sort of topic area, which is how Player Ammo are working with content creators. So I think it'd be nice to sort of understand in general the sort of how you're working with the creators you've currently got. I know Welsh is involved with Player Ammo. There we are. Quick plug, cheeky plug. Use code Welsh or whatever.
Welsh Ginger.
There we are. So yeah, it'd be nice to sort of just hear a little bit about how that sort of came to be. So you created Player Ammo, but how did you sort of how did you start getting involved with content creators in the beginning, and how's that sort of got to where it is today?
Okay, so when we first started Play Ramo, we never ever thought the affiliate strategy would work. We never even knew it existed, or we never knew this type of thing happened. Um, we did. We were all about Facebook marketing, um, Google marketing, YouTube, all that sort of stuff. But then what we saw was we got into Twitch a lot, and we saw a lot of brands advertise a lot of brands with ambassadors. And we thought, you know what, let's try this, but let's try and be the best we can. Let's try and create a community of brand ambassadors.
Yeah.
But um, have the same ethos that we have with Player Ammo with the brand ambassadors, and treat them like family, and that because that's how we would like to be treated. You know, there's obviously been quite a couple of we're not going to mention any names, but there's been obviously a couple of companies that have had a bit of bad rep recently about what they did with the brand ambassadors and things like that, and that's something that we would never do. We'd never want to do, even if we're making £1 billion. You know, we'd still like to think as brand ambassadors as our family. You know,
Yeah.
And then that's when it evolved. You know, and we thought let's try and build our brand, but bring on brand ambassadors, who can we can share the vision with, and that's where it evolved.
As well, Leon, quite a few people actually reached out to us, and says, do you have these sort of programs, and what options have you got in terms of brand ambassadors, and it was nice. It was nice to see that people were reaching out to us. We reached out to some people reached out to us, and in the early days, we didn't. You still won't find an application form on our website because it's not. It's a two-way thing. And that's what we always tell people that we want to work with, whether it's a long-term thing or a short-term thing, is that these are our values. Do you share similar values in being inclusive and being kind, not bullying people and supporting each other? I mean, in regards to, people's personality, if there's banter and swearing, that's down to them individual selves. Their audience might like that, and we're never going to tell anyone to be someone other than what they're not. But as long as our sort of values align, that was the main thing. Now, we don't have a specific criteria to say, like a lot of the potential other companies out there who are great, and we're never going to knock any of them. They would have all started at a similar size to us and grew to where they are now. So hats off to them, and we wish them all the best. That's what creates a great sort of industry, is when there's so many different types of products available, and you can sort of create that great sort of market. And in terms of our ambassadors, some of them said we don't have many followers, and it was a case of that's fine. We don't necessarily expect that. We've had some ambassadors with so many, thousands and thousands of audience
Twitch
and
followers.
followers, and we've had some with this amount you could probably count in one hand, and we value each and every one of them the same. They all bring different things to the table, and we really appreciate that. And one thing is we don't know it all. That is the truth. So there might be some things we could do better with brand ambassadors, and there might be things that we were already doing great. So in terms of what we were offering people, we tried to offer the best, and we're enjoying it. The ambassadors all kind of says make a Discord channel, and we were like, we're used to WhatsApp and a bit of Slack and everything else. We don't know where to start, and they helped us, and they made it a great sort of place that we love chiming in and giving those good mornings and hearing that stuff and seeing those memes, and it's brilliant. We're really grateful of that.
No, it's good. It's surprising. Surprising what Discord will do for your meme life. It's quality.
And
It's
with the
great
back
communication.
one of our big events that we went to very early on was GSCon.
That's where we first met you, wasn't it? GSCon.
Yeah,
You saw
that
me.
for us at the beginning, that was massive
Fragile
because
morning. That was.
yes,
God,
we met a lot of people that really enjoyed us. We enjoyed their company, and then we mentioned about the ambassador, and we got really on board. So I think that was our big initial push at the beginning, and then from there it just kind of snowballed and further went along that way.
Yeah, I think like events like that are brilliant, and when you can actually meet people. I think that's what like coronavirus sort of took away from us, really, wasn't it? Was that ability to sort of meet people in the flesh,
Network.
like you say, content creators and stuff are predominantly online with what they're doing. You might have some IRL stuff, but predominantly is online. But yeah, you can talk to people online, but when you're in person, you can really strike up that conversation. And I know at like GSCon, you guys were talking to lots of different people, and I think that was where you met them, wasn't it, Walsh?
It was indeed.
And then, like I said, I met you
Help
guys
recover
there.
from
Ross did. Recovery. Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it. But yeah, no, it was class because, like you said, that's where I got to try playing. I still, I dug out the other day actually. Say dug out. I was going through my GSCon box and found
wow. Hey.
sachets.
These are on eBay. If you put that on eBay right now, you probably make like £1,000.
We'll
probably buy it.
Currency, we'll buy it. Yeah, you can have it back.
Trading.
I know. Oh well, that's my currency. That is. Next time I want a car, I'll go. Do you just accept player ammo?
That's one thing I did want to ask in regards to those sachets. Is there any plans on releasing like packets of the sachets like that? Because I know there are a couple of brands who do it. It makes it easier to transport to things like work and things like that.
Yeah, we have looked into packaging, and they are on the market now, like resealable ones. So that is something that we are working towards and exploring different ideas. Because I understand what you're saying. You don't want to obviously carry a big tub, and sometimes you just want samples to be able to, just go on your daily commute and make it and drink it. But it is something that we are looking into now as well.
I mean, one thing, sorry, mate, is one thing, and Amir might have mentioned this now as well, is like how affordable something is and the value of the product. So ours work out if you buy a tub at like 58 pence a serving.
Yeah.
And for us to offer sachets, it can get a little bit pricey for the end user. And that was one of the reasons that what we're just trying to find ways, as Farooq said, is can we get bigger sachets which have more servings in? Can we get resealable ones that you could take a scoop from your tub and then put it into it and take it and reuse it?
Yeah.
We're looking at lots of different avenues. I guess we just got so busy with this backy deal and really excited and hands on with all the stuff that I guess it's on our to-do list, and we do have a really big to-do list on Trello.
I feel that.
Yeah, so
Welsh, a quick solution is to get 2 tubs, one for work and one for home.
Strong.
Yeah, I've got two with me now.
That's a quick solution.
One sits in the office.
He takes his shot at player ammo and then uses them for like bongos. That's what he's doing. That's not a bad shout though. One for the office. Christ.
Yeah.
Flat out.
We get it in a lot of places. Like we've got a close friend who works as a radiologist, and he takes it to his workplace and keeps one there. And all his staff members will chime in and have like a scoop. So we all share it between them, which is a good thing. Sometimes everyone, on occasion, everyone needs that pick me up.
Yeah.
You might have that off day. You might not have had enough sleep. You might have a headache and migraine. And it's good to share it as well with your colleagues. So
yeah, I won't need a lunchtime nap anymore.
Yeah, just BRB. I've never been one for the nap, so this is where player ammo do me well. Midday flag, sort that right out.
Yeah.
I was just having a quick scroll through the chat now. So Cardiff event next.
That'd be a great idea.
Here we are. Right, hang on. Let's see what we can do. Is it? Let's see what we can do. That's not to give too much away, Quack, but we've been doing some chatting backstage at Streamseed, so we'll see where that goes. Come to Paris TwitchCon. So player ammo. Do you reckon you'll?
That'd be cool.
You fancy? Well, it is Paris this time, isn't it? You fancy Paris?
It is indeed.
Around, yeah.
I didn't go to the last one in Amsterdam. I know Welsh did, and Daiquiri did, who's one of our partner creators as well. So I think this year, Paris is on the agenda for me. So that'll be interesting to go and take a look at what's going on there. So there we are. We'll get some transportable player ammo. And
you can't take it. You can't take it in your hand luggage. It's got to be taken in a suitcase. They won't allow it through customs, unfortunately. Yeah.
That's all right. I'll take my suitcase, and then Welsh's I'll just fill with tubs.
Yeah,
right. We'll be dishing out at Paris.
Yeah.
So, with the player ammo stuff, then, hiya Daywalker. I've been dreading Daywalker coming in. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw my tweet earlier. I was on the Streamseed Twitter, and I put a tweet out that had a bad autocorrect on it. And,
Oh yeah, we saw that.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my
Yeah.
god! And I didn't realize what was going on until I saw M's comment.
Yeah, I
"What?"
saw that as well.
And I was like, "That's legit. Fair play. That's you know you're having a busy day when that's your typo." So yeah, I've been dreading you coming in, and I've been dreading it.
Going in for the fanny chat.
100%. So yeah, with creators, then, like you say, you started that journey. Do you have any sort of plan to expand your ambassadors? So one of the guys earlier was asking about sort of any sort of programs you guys are thinking about, if whether or not you're going to like you say, expand that ambassadorship. Where do you see that sort of going, and how could somebody potentially get involved?
Quick answer, Leon, is yes. But it is a rigorous process because if we sign someone up as a brand ambassador, we have to be confident that their demeanor and they're gonna represent our brand correct. So
Yeah.
if someone is interested, then they just have to just reach out. Just reach out. Let us know if you're interested. We'll follow you on Twitch. We'll follow you on your streams, and we'll actually lurk in your streams for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And we'll just make sure that the content that you provide is appropriate. We're not saying don't swear. We're not saying, don't be yourself. We are saying be yourselves, do whatever you need to do, but we just don't tolerate anything like discrimination, bullying, racism, anything like that. We just don't tolerate. So quick answer is yes. We definitely are increasing our brand ambassadors. It just takes time for us to do our due diligence on every content creator. So if anyone's interested, definitely, just reach out.
Reach out to us, and a lot of the ambassadors, for example, they feel comfortable booking in a Discord call or a Zoom call or a mobile phone call, and have a chat and just hear about our values, and we hear about theirs, and are we a good fit for each other?
Yeah.
Is it something that they can represent? And if it's not, there's no hard feelings, and if it is, brilliant. We'd look to push and work together and grow with each other.
No, that's cool. I think that's exactly what you want. Like, one of the things we preach at Streamseed is don't just jump into an opportunity because it's an opportunity. Take the time to see whether or not it resonates with you as a creator and the brand that you were trying to build. So I think it's a very important thing to be able to say, yes, I'm happy to work with this particular person or this brand because they resonate with the way that they resonate with my vibe and what I'm trying to achieve. So it's really cool to hear that that extra sort of level happens, because what you see in a lot of sort of affiliate or like ambassador programs is there's just a need for numbers and not a need for the qualities. It's that quantity over quality sort of thing, which I don't think works personally. So it's good to hear that you guys are all about that quality.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely.
It's nice to hear.
So Daywalker M just asked. With the future reps, would there be any chance of them getting their own shaker? Is that something you guys have thought about?
Oh,
Welshie, can you answer that for us?
Oh yeah, that's been discussed a lot, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's like, get out my DMs, Welsh. Christ.
We've all been talking about it in the Discord.
Yes.
So Leon, it is possible. It just, obviously, we're a small brand. We're trying to grow. We're trying to do things better than everybody else. It just comes back to cost. If it being cost effective,
Feasible,
and feasible. So the quick answer is yes. Like before. Long answer is it just got to be feasible for us. So we are talking about it. Like the brand ambassadors have all submitted their own shakers. What we did was we discussed like having a brand ambassador player ammo shaker, and then everyone just submitted their own shakers. We were like, what? Actually, I didn't discuss this.
This isn't what we had in mind.
I'm sure
Limited edition.
one design for everyone.
Yeah,
and
it was just
we've got
like
everyone submitting their own designs, which is fine. It's good to see. Everyone's being proactive and submitting their designs. So we are discussing something, and we are trying to find a way where we can do it, and it'll be cost effective for us. So it's definitely in the direction.
With Streamseed, we are testing the waters with the first kind of attempt with yourselves. So we are going to see how it becomes in the future.
I was just gonna. That's where I was gonna go next to this, actually. So well played. Well played, Red Bull Lions.
Drum roll.
So we did, yeah, like you said, we've sort of tested the water with this a little bit, and we ran our shaker design competition, which I've been like loving because we've seen so many different ideas from like a big range of different ideas. It wasn't just like the same thing over and over again. We put a sort of asset pack together where guys could like pull the player ammo stuff in, they could pull the Streamseed stuff in, they had access to the templates that you guys had given us. So we had a real range of different designs to choose from, and it's been a bit of a tough sort of challenge to pull all that together and pick some winners, isn't it? So for people in the chat, we've the guys at Streamseed, the sort of the chief team at Streamseed have gone through and had a look, and I know the player ammo guys have had a look as well, and we've sort of come to an agreement on the top 3, and I think we've the Streamseed guys now have agreed sort of who we think is our number 1, but it was a very close second place as well. I think we were to and fro on that for a while, and then we've got the third place that sort of came in as well. So we'll should we get into it and see where people came and see who the winner is? Should we do it?
I look forward to seeing this. I haven't seen these yet.
That's the plan. You're not supposed to. No. Let's get a bit of hype in the chat, and come on. I don't know if everybody who's submitted one is in yet. I've seen a couple of names of people I know who are in, yeah? To win on the website. All right, sorry, I was reading Dave Walker M and I was thinking, hang on, that's not about this. What's that about? Oh, well, that's cheating. You can't be hyping up in the chat. Nah, you hype all you want. Hype all you want, babe. Go for it. A drum roll? Quack, I haven't got a drum roll. I need Lofty's drum roll. Then again, the other day I made him say it. I'm not going to do that, though. Did G-Nick just... Oh, G-Nick, I've turned off the Titanic flute, I think. You're not getting me with a Titanic flute in a brand event. Get out of here. So yeah, we've got. Let's go. So third place, we had Forever Sammy. Sammy, congratulations! You came in third place. We thought your take on the video style was incredible.
It reminded me, Leon, of like the backstory of like Streets of Rage, where it says this has happened, and it really reminded me of that. So I love that.
That's cool.
It's like it's 1980 dusky sort of town. This is going down sort of job, and it was like it was really cool to have the sort of video story, the real backstory behind why that design had came to be. So congratulations on coming third with that one, Sammy. It was a really good effort, and we loved that. That's what I got it from, the old school video game. There we are, Sammy's in the chat.
Nice.
Second place then. So this was a really tough one. This was a really tough one because I didn't quite know which way this was going to go, and I think there was about, what was it? There's 5 of us at Streamseed who was deciding it, and then there was the guys at Player Ammo as well. So all in all, there was 8 of us that finally came to the decision on what this one was going to be. So second place then goes out to Brian Dredd for his shaker. I love this shaker. I'll flip up a picture of it now. 1 second. So let me just get a screen grab of that, and we'll show that off, shall we? 2 seconds. See, this I should have gone all Blue Peter, and this is one I made earlier, shouldn't I? Shocking behaviour. I'll just whip it onto the stream now. So this was Brian's version when I save it. Bear with me, guys. Yes, I love that. Ba-ding. So that's popped up on the stream now, so you guys should see that in the chat in 2 seconds. So that was Brian's version.
Cool, I like that.
So I really liked this one because it had the Streamseed heart and the Streamseed heart and the player armor with the X. I thought that was quite a cool twist. But for a concept, we could really do something cool with that design. So I really liked that. I thought that was cool, and it's nice to see Dornetsworth making an appearance. I'll show Sammy's in a minute. Now. It's harder to show Sammy's because Sammy's was part of the video. So I'll have to maybe we'll put them all on Twitter after this. Facebook. I was going to say Facebook. Come on. We'll put them all on Twitter after this, so you guys can see them all. But yeah, that was Brian's version. And then we've got the winning version then.
And drum roll.
Get your bongos out. Give me a bongo drum roll, Welsh. Come on. Work harder.
Yeah, we've got some bongos.
Let me.
Day Walker said, just make sure you check your tweet before posting.
No, I don't. No promises. No promises. You loved the botched it, You loved it. Let me just save this version a second, and then I'll show you who the winner is. I got my son with me tonight, right? He's next to me, tapping his legs like no one's business. Just drum rolling away. Right, let me save that, and we'll bring that in. So the winning version then was this one. That should have just popped up now. So this one belonged to Geen, I believe.
Nicely done, Geen.
So we see Geen in Clip of the Week all the time, and he always goes above and beyond to give us some epic clips. But I just love this shaker. I just thought it screamed a bit of Streamseed. And when we build this concept up, I can imagine that sort of bright pink, and then we can bring that player ammo in. That's really going to jump off that sort of color as well. So congratulations to Geen, and thank you to everybody who got involved. It was great to see all of your ideas. It really was.
That's great design. I like that one.
So yeah, what we're going to do is we'll work with Geen now, and we'll work with player ammo to take this concept, and we'll turn this into we'll refine this design, and we'll turn this into something that can be produced. So this is going to be awesome. Guys, honestly, player ammo guys, I'm super excited to see where this goes. I think this is going to be really cool. I'll buy about 20, and I'll just use one every day of the month. Whatever. Let's go. So for Geen, you'll get obviously you get your shaker brought to life. And we're also going to Streamseed will send you a version of your shaker and some player ammo of your choice to fill it with. So you get the one of the 3 flavors you can have to go with that. So a tub and a shaker will be on its way to you, Geen, and he'll have that design. So congratulations. And Pink in the chat, yes, Pink. What about that, Pink? So yeah, it's 9:45 now. So we're going to go over to Gather shortly. So I don't know if everybody wants to take a quick break before we jump into Gather. 5 minutes to.
Leon, I've got a quick request, please.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
If you don't mind. Going back to the collaborations.
Yep.
Can we put an open poll on the chat to see who they'd like us to see next?
Which one was that? Sorry.
Which anime would they like us to see collab with next? So open-ended. Who shall we see next as a collab with Player Ammo?
Which anime would you like to see?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't actually fit the full thing in. It gives me a block, so I'll just shorten you to PA. Oh, actually, I can't do this because it'll only give me options to vote on. So you'd have to give me some options, or we could do something on Twitter and get people to vote that way. It's your call.
Right. The question's out there. People can give it some thought and come back to us in any way possible. That's brilliant.
No, that's fine. If anyone's in the chat, mind, and you got some ideas, you can just fling it in there. I just saw Demon Slayer or My Hero Academia. Yeah, that's
Enjoy that one.
Yeah,
that's
we know that one. It's a great one.
Yeah, so there's already Demon Slayer, DB, Dragon Ball Z, Bleach, Ghost in the Machine, Iron Brew, Liam Mac. Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Interesting. Devour, that's cheating him. What's wrong with Yu-Gi-Oh, Ross? Don't start somebody who can't finish. I say that, he's like 6'5" and hard. I'm not going to fight him.
Yeah. Ross the giant Viking.
We'll be in Gather with a couple of these guys in a minute now. So if you're in the Gather and you want to put a couple of these ideas forward, that'd be great to hear. And like you said, it'll be me, Welsh, and the guys from Player Ammo until around 10:30. But the Gather will be open until 11 anyway. So if you want to chat and chill, then feel free to chat and chill.
Some of these already.
If you didn't sign up for the ticket for Gather on the website, you can scroll down in the chat now and you'll be able to access Gather below. I think there's a link. It's called Virtual Office, the link. So if you click that, that'll take you through to Gather. And I think me and the Player Ammo guys and Welsh will be in there at around sort of 10, 5 past 10, something like that. So head on in. I know there's a few people in there already, so you won't be alone.
There you go.
You'll definitely see everybody.
Chat.
Oh, has he stuck it in? Oh, what a boss.
Yeah, good old lad.
Click that link and you'll go over to Gather. And we'll see you there in a couple of minutes. Unless anyone Player Ammo or Welsh, you got anything else you want to say or put forward, then we can take now to break if you want.
just thanks so much for this opportunity, and thanks for everyone to take the time out and join this this awesome stream.
It's our first one. We were nervous. We weren't sure what's going to happen. We were like messaging saying, asking a load of questions. How's it going to go? How do we log in? Well, how do we do this? How do we do that? But it's been fantastic, and you guys have been great.
No, it's
been great having you on.
It's been good to have you, and I agree with you, Ross. It's nice just to get people on, isn't it, and have a chat. I know we've had a chat with a few different people now, but it's always great to hear more stories, isn't it?
Yeah. As Optic said, it's obviously I'd met you before, but it's nice to put faces to names for some of the guys in chat.
Yeah, 100%. I think it means a lot. It means a lot.
I hope Mo's not bored you too much.
I had a shot of play around before I started, so I'm wide awake. Don't worry.
You want to walk times, but these guys rein me in a little bit. I also my other sort of bad habit is I'll come up with silly ideas that cost lots of money, and then Amir just has to rein it in and keep the finances sensible. So
every team needs a dreamer. Every team needs a dreamer.
That's it.
You get a message at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and Mum was like, "I just thought of a great idea.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?" We're like, "We're asleep."
Thinking, go to bed, man. Go to bed. No, that's class. All right, sweet. No, thanks for being a part of it. Like you said, it's your first
thanks
one,
a lot, guys.
and it's good to have you here. Right, we'll see you all in Gather soon. If you haven't got the link, Optics has posted it, or it's in our tabs below, so get involved. We'll see you in the next 10-15 minutes.
Thank you very much.
Right, cheers everyone. Guys. See you in a bit. Ta-ra.